Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity episode number 8 reaction. Alright, the previous episode we had the final thing that was left to be done, which was talking with Rintaro's friends and talking about the whole situation. We were able to get that done. Rintaro was able to get a conversation in, and like his friends and him now are okay. So before that, obviously he had to ask for permission. So he took permission from both Karuko and Subaru about telling their situation to them, and then they kind of was getting harassed on the streets, and his friends were there. His friends kind of eavesdropped on the whole conversation, so they kind of knew what was going on. They helped us out, and in the end, Nintaro could have a proper conversation with them on the day of the sports, like the thing, the sports match. And yeah, in the end, Saku and Rintaro talked to each other, like said everything that they wanted to say. And yeah, they're good friends now again. And they won the match as well. So everything is looking pretty good. So let's see what happens in today's episode. Let us begin. I'll be putting subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference. Let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. What's going on? Yeah. So what happened? Didn't they win? Oh, never mind. Damn. The defeat class too. Hmm. Okay. Oh, Subaru wants to apologize to Sakura. With Saku, right? I think that's what's okay. Let's see. Hmm. There you go. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we lost though. Yeah, that's why. It's because we don't want to go. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. The way the whole mood is just. Oh, damn. Okay, that's nice. Right. Mm. Mm. Oh. Yeah, Saku's like, I have to apologize as well because he also kind of. Yeah. Well, oh, really? Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. Damn. Oh, there you go. Oh, what is that? Is that like some cake or something? Oh, nice. Wait, what is that? Cookies? Oh, well, about that. Oh, yeah, those are pastries. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Damn. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, don't. Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna say something stupid. Uh, yeah, that's what you're planning? Yep. Well, they actually eavesdropped on the whole conversation. It worked out because of that, kind of. Hmm. Well, you have a cake shop, so all you can eat. All you can eat cake. Oh, what? Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Oh God. Oh, this is. Oh, damn. They wait. They were in the same on the same train. Different. Yeah, different compartments. That's it. Okay. Oh, aquarium. All right. Hmm. Hmm. Ah, wow. Oh. Hmm. Oh, there are rides as well. Oh, damn. Right. Okay. Jellyfish. Oh, these are the rides. Damn. Oh, it's like those rides. I don't know what they're called. The one that goes up and down. Coral Shake Tropical Special. Damn, this place is pretty fancy. The tables all have like, yeah, clownfish. What's that? Wait, they're called clownfish? Oh, that I see. Hmm. Well, we didn't win, but it was good. Because he made up with them. Hmm. Oh, yep. Hmm. um, what what happened? Well, yeah. You know, unless you're having fun, you're not gonna smile. Right. Oh, yeah. Hmm. Oh, shit. I guess she's lost or something. Yeah. Sharks. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, right. Damn. Well, yeah, I guess you can, shorten it to Rin. Hmm. Rin-chan. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, she thinks a dolphin show. Oh boy. Ooh. She's like, I don't believe you. What? Yeah. Wow. Crazy. Damn. Hmm. Oh. Oh, there they are. Oh, right. Hmm. Okay. Hmm? He's like, wait, didn't I tell you that that's not the case? And she didn't believe him. She's like, yeah, whatever. Sure. She's like, sure, you guys are friends. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh yeah, but maybe it's still ongoing. I don't know. Yeah, I guess not. Oh, well, then we'll have to wait. There you go. Okay, so the 360-degree projection. Wow. Well, at least, you know, they got what they like. Why would you wanted to see this? So, oh damn, this is okay. Well, some extra animation budget going into this. Wow. Yeah, this is pretty amazing. Yeah, I've seen in other shows, dolphin shows, in other animes, but it's never been like this. It's usually like an open place with like there's people sitting. Hmm. Yep. The meaning of these feelings. Right. Okay. There you go. That was a nice episode. Okay. Alright, and there you go. That was today's episode. So, this is episode number 8. Right, so today we had two things. The episode was divided into two sections. First section was when Subaru and Haruko came to talk with, Rintaro's friends. And Subaru apologized. Saku also apologized, and yeah, there you go. Now everything is okay. And the second part was the aquarium trip that Kaoru and Rintaro had and helped that little kid. And Rintaro, this is where Rintaro realized what he feels about Kaoru. Like we've already, it was already shown before. I think it was the previous episode, right? Where they kind of showed, and not showed, but confirmed, like that Kaoru, herself said that, oh yeah, I like Rintaro, Subaru. Like, so I guess this is the other side of it. And yeah, so I guess now let's just wait for both of them to admit to each other. That's the one thing that's left. But yeah, wholesome episode as always. So yeah, let's talk about it. The first part, which like I said was Rintaro and his friends goes to meet Kaoru, and Rintaro kind of officially introduces themselves, uh, officially introduces them to his friends, and like Subaru apologized for her behavior. Saku also kind of apologized for his behavior, and both of them ate the snacks that they bought for each other. That was like that whole thing. Now, obviously, you can see out of the three of them, Usami is obviously the one who's like the most chill, I guess you could say. He's like, yeah, it's fine, completely okay. Like he even forgot the whole fact that Subaru said something to them because he's like, yeah, it's just everyday life for us. Like getting said bad stuff being said by the Kikyo, like girls. It's just every day for us. So it went to such a point that he doesn't even register it as something serious. He's like, ah, yeah, just another day for us getting verbally abused by the Kikyo girls. So for him, it wasn't even like that big of a thing. He was like, yeah, whatever. It was just something. So he was like, yeah, I don't remember actually that well. It happened 1 month ago. Ayato, I think, right? That's his name. Ayato was more like, it's fine, don't worry about it. Like he acknowledged it. He was like, yeah, I remember. And don't worry about it. It's fine. Saku obviously was the one who had to properly apologize because he was the one who said the most about Subaru, and like his words hurt Subaru the most. So he did apologize, like personally, you could say, like for his own actions. And Subaru did the same as well. Subaru was like, I'm sorry for judging you immediately, without even like just seeing that you guys are from Chidori and being like acting like that. That was not okay of me. So she apologized for that as an apology. Not only apology, but as a thanks plus apology. Thanks for the previous day where they helped them out. Waguri bought them some snacks, I think, yeah. While Subaru bought them some pastries, I'm guessing, or cookies, something like that, from a really like a really good like shop. Right. Yeah, and Usami was like the first one to be like, "Oh damn, you brought us food. Like, everything's okay. Thanks." And he was so touched that he even started crying, which I guess like he literally was sad about the fact that they weren't able to win the match a few moments ago, and that they weren't able to get get ice cream from their teacher. He was very sad about that. He was also sad about the fact that he was the pitcher at the end, so he like blames himself for not getting the win. Yeah, so he was already kind of in a sad mood because of that. So in that time, in that time, if someone like gives him food for free, he's like, yeah, everything's fine, no worries. And like he said, he didn't even remember properly, or even if he remembered, it was something that's, as he said, he's been just so used to it that he doesn't think that much about it anymore. Like hearing these type of things from the girls from Kikyo. It's just everyday occurrence for him, and not only for him, for everyone. And he's like, yeah, whatever. It's just another day. So yeah, he was thankful. Ayato was also thankful. Saku apologized. Right, and everything went well. Uh, this is also where you can see Subaru kind of realize. Subaru was like, yeah, I was wrong. Like in like internally, she was thinking that why did I judge them like immediately without even like it was like how my brain has been wired to think like, oh, Chidori, bad people, so that is why she reacted like that. So she realized how wrong that is and how she shouldn't have done that. And I feel like not only that, also because of her personal experience, it kind of, I don't know, enhanced her hatred for Chidori, because it's like, like it's like this. She has had bad experiences with boys from a very young age. Like she used to get bullied because of her hair color and all that. Karuko saved her. So from that point onwards, already she has a very negative impression about boys. And then she comes to the school, and everyone's like, "Oh, those Chidori boys, they're the worst, this and that." So since she has had already bad experiences, she like sympathized with that. So she was like, "Oh yeah, definitely the Chidori boys are bad." Like she didn't even like wait to confirm it or see it with her own eyes or anything. Because of her previous experience, she was like, yeah, sure," like, yeah, she automatically believed that. So that is like the biggest reason. Otherwise, Subaru is not the type of person who would judge something without even understanding or experiencing it herself. It's because of her previous experiences that she jumped the gun, and she applied her previous experience to the current situation, and she was like, yeah, surely, like the Chidori boys are bad because I've had bad experiences with boys myself. So, so that's why I feel that is the biggest reason why automatically she assumed that, oh yeah, these guys are not good, on the day in the library. So yeah, and there you go. Anyways, everything worked well. Now they're good friends, and yeah, problem solved. Okay, and then we had the next part where Waguri asked Rintaro to accompany her to a little outing, which was to the aquarium. So they went to the aquarium. It's funny how they got the same train. So they had like the same, like they had like the same time. Like she was like, both of them got up at the same time into the train. So they had like a very similar, what do you call it? Like a time sense. And yeah, and then they went to the aquarium. They shared their experiences. Waguri talked about how she came here, like quite a while ago. I think she said, like, yeah, and Rintaro came even before that when he was in elementary school, and they like shared their experiences. They obviously the main goal, as Waguri said, was going to the dolphin show, and but before that there was time, so they were like, all right, let's go look at the other stuff. So they looked at some fishes, looked at, went and did some gets got on some rides, ate some food, and all those things. And yeah, and this is where Rintaro goes to the washroom, which is where Kaoruko meets this girl who's lost. And Waguri then was like, all right, stay here. I'm going to go and look for your parents. Um, right. So yeah, and then the girl talked with Rintaro. Now, Rintaro obviously was pretty like kind of like into his shell, because he knows that anyone, like even like grown ass people, looks at him and gets scared. And this is a little girl. So he was like, oh, she's probably going to get scared. She did kind of get startled for a moment when she looked at him, but then she was like, she was pretty chill about it. She was like, it's fine. So she starts talking to him, and you know, this is also where she talks about how she likes someone in her class, and shared her experience about whenever she looks at the person smiling, she also feels happy. It's I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty funny because you know Rintaro actually learned something from. She's an elementary schooler, right? Rintaro learned something from an elementary school student. Rintaro was like, "Oh, oh that's what I feel when I look at Karuka." That's funny. Oh my god. Right. But at least he realized, even if it's from an elementary schooler, school student, that he understood at least the fact that, yeah, the feeling that she's feeling is probably something, uh you know is probably like liking Kauduko, that sort of feeling. So yeah, and there you go. He did deny in front of the girl that, like, oh no, we're just friends, and the girl was like, oh, and she just didn't even listen to him. She just kept saying that they're together and all that. But anyways, after they got their parents, you know, the dolphin show has ended. But then Rintaro was like, let's just wait for the dolphin show that's going to happen at night. Right. So, like, it's good that Waguri was able to find her parents pretty quickly, because they were in the same place where they lost her, and they were like calling their name, like, their girl's name out verbally. So, you know, like, this is the thing I've seen in so many animes. Like, this, it's like a whole trope of, like, little girls or boys getting lost in the middle of a marketplace or whatever, and the main characters finding them and spending a whole evening looking for their parents and not being able to find them. And then finally, after like 5 hours or something, the parents suddenly appear and they're like, oh my god, you know. But this was probably the first parents that actually were smart about it. They were roaming around at the same place where they lost their child. Because I feel like, I don't know if this is something common, but I remember when I was a kid, my mother always told me, if you ever get lost, wherever you get lost, stay there. Do not move anywhere. Do not go anywhere. Just stay there in the same place that you are. And yeah, that is pretty convenient, because you would know, as a parent, you would know, like, this is probably the place where I lost them. So you have a limited amount of place to kind of look for, you know the person who you have lost. If you start scampering about, out and about everywhere while lost, it is way more difficult to find you. So, I was always told that wherever you, if you realize that, oh, I'm lost, wherever you are, just stay there. Just stay there, we will come and find you, don't worry about it. you know so I guess the parents probably did the same. Where they lost, they were probably trying to find her, or that in that section. And Karuko also, made a good decision to go back to that place, as she said, like, the place where the sharks are. She went there and was able to find them pretty quickly. So they didn't have to spend 5 hours looking for them, unlike some other animes where I see they start looking for the parents at morning, and it's freaking evening, they're still looking for them, and there's no sign of the parents. So yeah, that didn't happen. But there you go. Okay. Anyways, yeah, and then in the end, the girl was like, "Oh, like, you guys are pretty good as a couple." And this is where Rintaro realized, like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I actually do like her, do like Kaoruko." And then we had that dolphin show. Also, this dolphin show was pretty different. Like, like I said, I've seen other animes as well where the dolphin shows are more like in an open place, where the seats, obviously 360, like, all through all the directions. It's like a round seating arrangement like this. The dolphins are like in the middle, but it's like open. Like, it's like an open place. So all the animes where I've seen the dolphin shows, lighting and stuff like this doesn't happen. I guess it was because it was nighttime here, that we had like so many different lightings and so many other stuff that is going on here. Um, like, all the water was like flowing, and the dolphins were like just, yeah, it was pretty cool. There's another thing I was thinking which might have happened. You know, if you've seen animes, a lot of animes, you'll understand there's another trope associated with this. You know, with a dolphin show. The trope is that the dolphin suddenly jumps so hard that the water comes and almost smacks into you. You know, just splashes into you, and the boy always gets up and protects the girl from the splash or whatever, or vice versa. You know, whichever way. There's this trope that you see in so many shows. I thought that was going to happen here, but no, that didn't happen. And they were pretty in the backside, so you know, usually it happens when you're in the front. So they were pretty much in the backside, so that didn't happen. But I was thinking, I was like, oh, something like that might happen, but oh no, that trope didn't happen here. They just normally watched it and they appreciated it. And in the end, Waguri was like, oh, this is the best time of my life, or something like that, she said. Um, yeah, and there you go. And this is also where Rintaro realized his feelings. You know, the name of this episode, meaning of these feelings. So that's what Rintaro understood. And that's where it ended. So, you know, really good episode. Yeah, I'm glad that Subaru and, you know, the others met the boys. Subaru also apologized. Saku also apologized. That's good. And now they can, you know, like talk to each other as friends. That's pretty nice. And then we had the section with Waguri and Rintaro, the wholesome section. So yeah, that is it. That was my reaction to episode number 8, right? Yeah, 8 of The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.